I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're part of our generation, Gen Z, and you're feeling overwhelmed because of all of the issues that are happening in the world, environmental issues, climate change, whatever it is, I want to give you guys some hope and let you know that the problems that we have been left with are things from the previous generation. I know that we didn't ask for these things and we've been kind of burdened with them, but that is kind of just the way of the world. You know, every generation solves issues from the previous generation, but oftentimes, sometimes those solutions become problems for the next generation. And for this video, I'm going to be kind of talking about plastic because that is one of the things I'm most educated about and I feel most passionate about, and I feel I can share the most helpful resources on. So when it comes to plastic, that was something that our parents and our grandparents' generation, they went through using, and it was invented during the time of World War II in order to preserve food and send it to troops that were in war and battlefields, and that was a huge convenience, and it really was an amazing solution for that time period. But now it has become a problem that we are facing today. It's polluting our environments. It's been found in the bloodstream of fish, of humans. Microplastics are everywhere. You know, we're always being scared now and hearing about all these microplastics that are just floating around everywhere, right? So I want to share a few things that you can do that are really feasible when it comes to tackling one of these issues like plastic pollution that really do work and make a bigger impact than maybe you even realize. So one is, if you can do avoid plastic, you know, everybody thinks that, oh, it's just one person, but that one person, as they say, multiplied by 1 million, 2 million people over 7 days a week, 365 days a year, is actually such a huge number that it does end up making a huge difference. Even me, I started going to my local refill store for food about 5-6 years ago when it opened, and now our trash bin is pretty much empty. The whole week we have almost no trash because all of our food waste, scraps, goes into the compost bin. Paper packaging can get torn up, go in the compost or recycle, and any plastic that we still have unfortunately does have to go to the landfill or recycling, which I know recycling rates are still pretty low, so don't count on your recycling because it's been proven that only, at least in the United States, that it's like less than 7% of things that actually get recycled. But literally things like finding a refill store and going there to do your groceries every week make a really, really big difference, or going to your local farmers market and getting things from your local farmers so that the food has a lower CO2 footprint because it hasn't been shipped so far, it hasn't been packaged so much, and it's just almost like direct to consumer, like farm to table, as close as you can get if you don't grow things yourself. The second thing is policy change. Now please, when I hear this, don't just close your mind off and think, oh, like policy change, so scary, so difficult. It's actually so much easier than you think. And the biggest thing that you can do is get involved with your local government, with your commissioners, which are pretty much your politicians in your local government, and they have meetings every month called commission meetings where you can go and talk and tell them what you want, and they have to listen to you. And every single month new laws are being implemented at these meetings, and you can watch these laws actually be implemented and be passed or rejected, which is super cool. And so sadly, there's never anybody from our generation there. I'm always the only 20-year-old there, and it's just so frustrating because we actually have so much influence there to make real difference. You know, you can go up and everybody has an open floor time if you want to speak, and you can ask for things like composting or garden space, bike lanes, better public transit, whatever it is that you want, and they have to listen to you. And oftentimes, if you get just a few people, they will listen, and these things will actually become laws within a few months even, at the next meetings, and you can see these things get passed because, one, they want to hear back from you, even though it's crazy as it sounds, and even if they don't, they're going to, because that is how they're going to get reelected, is if they have the vote of the people. And if you're the only ones in the room, they're going to listen to the people in the room. So even if it's just a few making the change, or a few people making the politics for everybody, like the laws, don't you want to be one of those people? You can be one of those people. And this usually is how it is. It's a few making the rules for everybody, the laws for everybody, because only a few show up. So we need more great people showing up at these meetings and pushing and advocating for things that we want in the city so that we can live these more green utopian worlds that we all kind of envision and see so clearly for ourselves. So go to your local commission meetings. It's so simple. Look up online commission meeting in my county or my city commission meeting and just show up even if you're too scared to speak or anything, you can go and see what it's like. You can literally get up and leave anytime. It's not like this crazy meeting. It's just a big room, and you sit and you watch the 5 commissioners, and the mayor is always there as well, and the city manager. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about policy change or how to get involved in your local government, I would really love to answer those questions. I've been really familiar with it and been really lucky to be going to these since I was a kid because of my family, and they introduced me to that. And lastly, wherever you work, school, or go to school or study, have these conversations. See if you can start an environmental club, a garden club, start a small project for you guys to work on where you work, a living wall. Maybe you advocate to eliminate plastic in your area, or you guys have little refill things, whatever it is that you can start, whether it's at your work office space or in your school. That's where the change happens. These things might sound small, but they gain momentum, and it's what we do in our day-to-day lives. Or if you're an innovator and you have a great business idea, go and build it. There are so many amazing, beautiful ideas out there that we can use, and a lot of them are pretty simple, and we just have to keep the momentum and actually implement these things. I myself am working on developing biodegradable, home compostable packaging when it comes to cosmetics, because it is something that there is no good end of life for. It all gets thrown away and ends up contaminating the environment, because all of the tubes and bottles for cosmetics are often contaminated, so they're never recycled, and they always end up in the landfills. 99% of it is made from plastic, so it just ends up polluting the environment, and it's so much waste. So that is my personal side project at the moment. But I encourage anybody who has an idea to really tackle it. And again, I'm only one person, but I'm so happy to connect with anybody who has a business idea and has that entrepreneur fire in them. If you guys just type in the comments what it is, I will happy to give you feedback, or send me a DM or an email, or connect with me on social media. Anything I can do to help somebody bring the ideas to life that are going to help the world that we're going to be living in and that we do live in, I'll be so happy to get involved with. Anyways, this has become a longer video than I expected, but again, if you're part of Gen Z, I have so much faith in us, and I really do believe that we can change the world, and for the better, right? So I want to hear what you guys think. Hopefully let's make this a positive flow of ideas and get the conversation going about projects and policy and things that we're all working on, so that we can stay motivated and keep that fire burning, because it is so easy to get drowned out and overwhelmed with all the negativity and horrible things that are happening in the world. So I want to make this a happy place where we can share all of the great things that people are working on. Anyways, I love you guys. Please share. Bye.